Today I'm taking a look at the Sefaspe MIG 135E. That's cool. Looks like this comes with some Ryland MIG wire, and this is 0.8, half a kilogram. Here's our MIG gun. We've got a nozzle attached, and that does come with a 0.8 tip installed. We do have a hook on the back so we can hang this guy up, and we got a decent feeling trigger on there. On the back we got a twist lock connector, and that has a hole in the middle so we can feed our wire through, and then we got a 2-pin connector for our trigger. Comes with another tip, and this one is a 1.0, and we got a little wrench on here. So it looks like this actually comes with a stinger, so if we want to do any kind of stick welding, we can use the same welder for that. And that also uses a twist style lock. Here's our working clamp. We got that same twist style lock, and that is just a basic simple working clamp. We do have some good looking teeth on there to make our grounding connection. They also included a little chipping hammer. So we got our instructions, and we've got another tip, and this one is a 0.9, which is a pretty uncommon size, but nice we got that. So here's the welder. It is a nice small size. We can see this, we can connect to standard 120, so you can plug this into a regular household outlet. We got our display on the front. We got our knob to adjust the amps. We can adjust from MIG to stick or TIG. It's labeled nicely, so we know this is positive, this is negative. And we got our switch connector right there. On the back, we got our ratings on the right. We got our on-off switch, and we do have active cooling. So here is a spot for our wire. Here is our tensioner. And our wheel is currently set up for a 0.8. 0.8, and we got a 1.0. We are using 0.8 wire, so I'm going to have the 0.8 facing out. I do like that they actually put the instructions for this right up here, so you know exactly how to put this all together. When we put this in, we want to make sure that it's going counterclockwise because it's going to be feeding from the bottom. And it is a good idea to have some needle nose pliers whenever you're going to be doing this. So I'm going to pull out the wire. I'm going to hold the spool with one hand, and I'm going to snip off the wire with the other. The reason we're doing that is because we want to make sure that we're not going to unspring this wire. Then we can start feeding this in. There you go. Until we can see that pushing out the other side. Now we can drop the bearing and put our tensioner back on. Now we can take our MIG cable, and we'll stick the wire into the cable just to get it started and give that a twist. Then we can push in our 2-pin connector and lock that collar down. And I'm going to pop that tip. So I want to make sure that I have nothing in the way of the wire feeding out. Now I'm going to stretch this cable out so that it is as straight as I can get it. Turn it on. We don't want to put our fingers inside here, but we do want to pay attention because whenever we pull the trigger, we want to make sure that we are not going to be binding up. I can shut this guy off, reattach our tip, and if you want to, you can lock this guy down, or you can just do a finger tight. It is really up to you. And now that is ready to go. Try 80 amps. Felt pretty good. It was definitely running smooth. It's a little bit narrow, so it's a 0.8 wire, so I'm intentionally making a slightly smaller bead. You could just go ahead and bump that in and make it a thicker bead if you wanted to, but you'd be spending a lot of time in one spot and it would be a great idea. And there is the weld. You can see that came out nice and clean. So yeah, the thing ran nice and smooth. There wasn't any popping or skipping or anything like that. I just basically ran it and it just flowed right in. So if you're looking for a little flux core MIG welder, especially one that's nice and small that you can carry around from spot to spot, that is going to be an excellent welder.